Hey everybody, good evening, greetings from Jerusalem, Jane. So I haven't made a video update today because I've been a little bit under the weather, not feeling so good. Maybe sometimes your body just, take a break and you need to just recover a little bit after all the things that we are going through here. So I actually just stayed home. I had to cancel an appointment today and it has been pouring rain. So naturally, normally I would have made a video because at 4 a.m. this morning, the large part of Israel woke up to our phone was just blowing up and we had the red alerts. It is not something you will ever get used to. You don't. You know that this could be a matter of life and death. I do have a small bomb shelter in this apartment, but I always just run, take my shutter off and go out and film and look on my balcony. I also did that at 4 a.m. this morning. Probably most of you have seen, I shared about that on my social media. Again, the Houthis were attacking Israel. They claimed to have targeted Ben Gurion Airport, Israel's international airport near Tel Aviv. And the planes that was in the sky at that time was just circling, not able to land until this whole thing was over. So the Israeli military shot down that ballistic missile from Yemen before it reached into Israel, but shrapnel was still falling down in areas in Israel, and it's dangerous. If they hit someone, they can kill someone, they can cause massive damage. So that's how we woke up this morning. That was the second time in a week that the Houthis fired a ballistic missile at us here in Israel. Well, I have just stayed home and rested, staying out of the rain, trying to feel a little better. And then in the afternoon, all of a sudden, the red alert went off on my phone because now Hamas joined the party. Hamas sent 3 rockets from the Gaza Strip targeting Tel Aviv. 2 of these rockets fell in an open area and the IDF took down the 3rd one. So at 4 a.m. in the morning, ballistic missiles from the Houthis in Yemen. In the afternoon, 3 rockets from Hamas firing into Israel targeting Tel Aviv. And now, literally less than 30 minutes ago, my phone was blowing up again from home, from command, saying there's a rocket and missile alert in your area, seek shelter immediately. What did I do? I took up the shutter here again in my living room and I made a small, I taped a small video where you can hear the red alert. And it also sounded like I could hear some of the interception. The Israeli military shot that missile down. So thank God we have the military. Thank God that we have the Iron Dome and the air missile defense system. Because now imagine if we didn't have that and they could shoot it down. Hundreds of people will be killed. So to summarize, 2 ballistic missiles from the Houthis in Yemen today. Both of them blasting red alert here in Jerusalem, and then also in the center of Israel, they got 3 rockets from Hamas. So for such a time as this, no, it's not something you will ever get used to, whether you admit it or not. It's trauma and it just goes in, and it goes in and it affects you. If you're a tourist here, maybe you think, oh, that's exciting. I can say I was in Israel when that happened. But for those of us who live here and who has lived here, me for more than 11 years with 30,000 rockets being flying in from Hamas on and off, and missile and rocket and everything that we have been through since October 7. It's not a fun experience and it impacts you whether you want to admit it or not. So continue to pray for Israel for such a time as this. The Israeli military is back in Gaza. First it started with the Israeli Air Force pounding Hamas targets. And now Israel has also sent ground troops into Gaza. Hamas and Islamic Jihad has recruited a lot of new terrorists. The latest number we heard was about 20,000 terrorists is building up again in Gaza. They are building more tunnels and they are simply just getting ready to the next onslaught onslaught on Israel and have no intention of releasing any more hostages. So Israel went to war. You need to really cut the head of the snake once and for all to eliminate all of these vile terrorists that you simply cannot have living at your doorstep, which we have since Hamas took over in the Gaza Strip. So yeah, just a small video. It's cold, it's been pouring rain. 2 days ago, we literally had 29 Celsius. People were in it. I was in short sleeves, you know, and people were wearing shorts and sandals. Today we are back in the warm, long dresses and a scarf because we went from 29 Celsius down to 8 Celsius. So we'll see. Are we gonna sleep tonight so I can try and get better and get well again? Or are we gonna wake up and there are more missiles coming in from the vile Houthis in Yemen? Thank you to Trump and the US administration for pounding the Houthis in Yemen. Keep it up. Just flatten them so they cannot continue to send missiles towards the Holy Land. So pray for Israel for such a time as this. Bye.